Now, I consider one of the pluses about lockdown is that we've all learned to use and enjoy Zoom. But I have felt that over the past 3 months, some of the presentations on our Zoom meetings have been somewhat lackluster, somewhat lacking in dynamism. So what can we do about this? I think we should be thinking about that today. Now, just because we're on a virtual meeting doesn't mean we have to throw overboard all those lovely skills that we've learned with SpeakOut. So I want us to think about some of those skills today and also how we can tweak them for our Zoom meetings. I'm not going to be talking to you today about how to use PowerPoint, but I am going to use PowerPoint for this presentation. So bear with me for a moment. So we're going to look at how to zap up your Zoom and how to add pizzazz to your Zoom presentation. What do we already know? What are those skills that we already have? We know that we should prepare, we should research, we should structure our speech, we should have a script, we should be aware of our appearance, our posture, our body language. We should use our voice, use pace, pitch, pause. We should have passion. We should use energy to project our message. And finally, my favorite, we should practice, practice, practice. Now, the first two on the list, prepare and structure, I'm not going to go into that today because I'm not going to be talking about what you say, I'm going to be talking about how you say it. So we'll lose those two. Let's go down the list. First of all, script. You need to tweak your script for Zoom. Now, when you're in a Zoom meeting, you're not talking in a great hall. You're not delivering an academic paper. You're actually talking to somebody in their own home. You're talking to face with an individual. So write to speak. Write your speech in a more informal and more conversational mode. And once you've achieved that, cut it down to keywords. We all know about keywords, those little choice cues that we can use rather than reading the whole script. And then we can put our keywords on post-it cards or post-its or cards. And we can use our post-its or cards and put them up beside our computer or even on the wall behind the computer or by the camera, so that we can read them without appearing to lose eye contact with our listeners. Now, appearance. This is a biggie. If you look at yourself in your little picture, I want you to position yourself so that you are far enough back from the camera to show your head, your neck, and part of your torso. And when you're in that position, you can stay there. Avoid twisting and turning and fidgeting and moving backwards and forwards too much. You can certainly lean forward a little to emphasize what you're saying. Have a look at the lighting. You need to have your face in view. And so adjust your lighting, maybe close a curtain, put it up extra light, extra room light. So adjust it, preferably from the side rather than in front, because if you have it in front, you have a big problem with reflection if you're wearing glasses. What about the view behind you? Is it tidy? Is it distracting? Is it going to take away from your message? So position is important. And then posture. Don't slump in your chair. Rather sit upright and poised as if you are alert and energetic. And then lose the pajamas. I don't know about you, but I've been wearing pajamas over the last 15 months. Not the same pair, I hasten to add. So pajamas or tracksuits are not really on for your Zoom meeting. So dress to impress, dress to make yourself feel good, and to show respect to your audience. And now body language. Just because you can only see our top part doesn't mean you can't use body language. So your face, first of all, is most important. Have an animated face. Try to smile. Try to nod your head to emphasize your points, because this is almost the only clue that you have and the only indication that you have with your audience. And then fingers. I'm talking about hands, of course. You can use your hands to emphasize your points and to make appropriate gestures. Try to keep your gestures within your body width and closer to your body. You don't want to be leaning forward with great big fingers unless you actually use that in your presentation. So keep them closer to your chest. It's no good saying, well, he was that tall, or there were two things that I need to talk to you about. You need to say, he was that tall, and there are two things that I need to talk to you about. So keep it within your picture. And try to keep your fingers off your face too, because those are very much emphasized when you're on Zoom. Now focus, and by focus I mean eye contact. Ideally, you need to try to keep eye contact with your camera. This is very difficult to do, and it's something you need to train yourself to do, because if you lose eye contact with your camera, you're actually losing eye contact with your audience. The camera is your audience. The camera is your listener. If you have a problem, try maybe putting up a little smiley face beside your camera, or a picture of somebody that you really want to impress. That will help you to look towards your camera and maintain eye contact. And our next point is voice. Voice, again, is a big clue about your presentation and your earnestness and your enthusiasm to present. So project your voice towards the camera, towards the microphone, which is up there in the camera, and use the old skills of pace, pitch, intonation, and pause often. And now passion. You really need to exaggerate almost the energy with which you deliver your presentation. Ramp up your energy, ramp up your enthusiasm. You don't want to be slumping back and just reading. You want to be projecting it, using your voice, using your body gestures, and being energetic. You could even do exercises before the meeting. You could do stretching exercise. You could do vocal exercises. Maybe sing an inspiring song to yourself out loud. Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? Something that will inspire you and loosen up your throat, loosen up your voice. And remember the facial exercises that Margaret taught us? The distant kiss, the puffer fish, and the angry face. These can loosen up those facial muscles and make you ready to use them in your Zoom presentation. And finally, believe in what you're saying. If you're talking about something you are passionate about, then you will deliver it with energy. My favorite, practice, practice, practice. It has never been easier to practice and evaluate yourself. In practice, go to your Zoom app, click on New Meeting. You will see yourself and only yourself. Shut the door, keep people out, and then you've got it. And now you can adjust your position and your posture. And you can do that and remember it, where you were, how you were sitting for your actual meeting. And then deliver your presentation as many times as you like. You can even record your practice on Zoom. Click on the record button at the bottom of your picture. Deliver your presentation. When you close the meeting, you will see a prompt that says your recording is being processed or converted. Documents will automatically open and you will see a little Zoom message there. Now play it, evaluate it, make notes if necessary. Delete it, repeat it until you are happy with it. So these are some of the suggestions for ramping up and zapping up your Zoom presentations. So let's just quickly summarize. Be prepared. Be visibly appealing. Be organized. Be audible. And be passionate. Now, against all odds, we can convert what is remote and virtual to close and personal.